Hi, welcome back to Mother of Justice. We the people hold you accountable. So what I'm doing today is, sorry if I'm a little quiet, I'm at the library, but I'm writing my petition of writ of certiorari to the United States Supreme Court. As you can see, the United States Supreme Court, Kirsten Vokay versus the Connecticut Department of Children and Families. Please forgive me, it's not complete. Let me read it to you and get what you guys think. Kirsten Vokay motions the state of Connecticut Supreme Court to grant this petition of writ of certiorari against the Connecticut Department of Children and Families, according to the Supreme Court of the United States in Merritt, North Carolina case 2618 Kelly Gordon Run versus John Taylor Roden. Pursuant to the Supreme Court Rule 37, they believe in protecting children from those who would destroy their innocence and exploit them for their own purpose. On the whole, parents are the best protectors of children and have natural rights and duties of care, custody, and control for their children. Children in the main are naturally incapable of exercising self-government until reaching the age of maturity. This case that I lay before you right now is important to every parent who asserts their rights to determine the upbringing and education of their children as a state, federal, natural, and God-given right. The legal questions I am bringing up personally for review are: the United States Supreme Court should grant this petition to answer, does the Department of Children and Families across the United States have the right to misrepresent facts about a case to take away a biological parent's right to their children and legally place them up for adoption? The United States Supreme Court should grant this petition to answer clearly, are the juvenile courts across the United States following the 14th Amendment right to due process when it comes to these types of cases, and are more protection for families needed? 3. How many American families are being ripped away from each other and placed in foster care systems only because the child welfare system is going unchecked and not held accountable? And what can be done to gain justice for these families? The United States Supreme Court should grant the petition to clarify the appropriate measures courts must use in adjudicating and terminating parental rights, fundamental rights of care, custody, and the control of their children. The United States Supreme Court should grant this petition to clarify the laws of security courts must use in adjudicating and terminating parental fundamental rights of care, custody, and control of their children, and limit the state's involvement. Does the Department of Children and Families across the United States have the right to misrepresent facts about a case to take away a biological parent's right to their children and for the children in the adoption system? The main source of the particular law in the United States Constitution are the 10 amendments known as the Bill of Rights. Those amendments were put into place to prevent the government from asserting the personal freedoms of its citizens. The United States Supreme Court interpretation of these amendments were served as the base of the creation of legal rights of the accused. The Fifth Amendment Due Process Clause guarantees defendants the rights to fundamental fairness and the expectation for fair trials, fair hearings, and similar procedural safeguards. The due process procedures include a decision made on the basis of substantial evidence and the facts preceding the hearing of trial. In Britain, California, Hendricks versus Country of Orange case, 15-55563, Circuit 9. The 9 court circuits rule that social workers are not entitled immunity from claims that they fabricated evidence during investigation or made false statement in dependency petitions affidavit that they signed under penalty of perjury, because such actions are not similar to discretionary acts. While the state of Connecticut appellate court won't even hear a case questioning the social worker's right to lie, the state argues that, strictly speaking, there is nothing in the Constitution that prohibits a social worker lying to achieve the removal of a child to foster care. The concept of due process found in the 5th and 14th Amendment has been used to evaluate the constitution of legal statutes and set standards guidelines for fair. Here we are. Prosecutors in justice systems. Substantive laws refer to the citizens' rights to be protected from laws that are biased, discriminatory, and otherwise unfair, while prosecutorial due process seeks to ensure that no person will be deprived of life, liberty without proper and legal criminal process. Basically, procedural is intended to guarantee that fundamental fairness exists in each individual case. The Ninth Circuit Court ruled that government perjury and knowing use of false evidence are absolutely and obviously incompatible with the 14th Amendment's right to due process. There is no circumstance in a dependency case that allows a social worker to bear false evidence against the parent. But once again, the state of Connecticut appellate court allows its lower judicial system to violate the rights of its citizens, claiming that government officials acting on the state's interests are immune. Justice Flex Flood emphasized in Rodwin v. California in 1952, due process of law requires an evaluation based on its interest quality pursuant to the procedures of the Business Order. Interpretation of personal law are not fixed, but reflect what society determines fair in time. The degree of law suffers individual violence against the state interest also determines which. And this is my fault for now. I will finish this up later. Thank you.